Tony B's here already. Nice. Good morning, Tony. Well, hello. Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to put my headset on. We're ready to stream for a bit here. Do. It would be the day that I'm not trading eval or a funded account that the stream works out great. That would be how it goes. Mr. Tony, can you hear me okay? Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Tell I have a head cold. That's always fun. I can hear it myself in my headset. Let's see. Even though I'm not trading a funded, I have my demo account and I've done a couple trades, so doing good so far. Good. Thank you, Tony. Thank you. I got on the Discord too. I haven't ever joined that until today, so. Good morning, Ray. How you doing, Ray? We are here. We are live. It's a live stream. Everything is good. The sun is shining. We got like 7 inches of snow, 8 inches of snow, and it all melted yesterday. In fact, where I'm at in Utah, it's kind of crazy. We got more snow in the last 2 weeks than we have all winter. We got bombarded. But it's melting fast, and hopefully spring will be here soon. Mahidi, good morning. Hello. Hello. How are you? Thank you guys for tuning in. I really enjoy the support. You guys are awesome. I've got a lot of emails and messages, even though we had some stupidity on my part yesterday. I love hearing the support from you guys. Thank you. Tony, I think you're TB50, if I remember right. I think I seen you as TB50. What do you mean the audio bit rate is 0? I have it set higher than that. How can it be 0? Oh, there we go. There we go. You guys can hear me okay, huh? All right, so I don't have an eval yet. I'm going to take a couple days and probably going to end up back with Take Profit Trader. Now they're not doing that activation fee. I'll probably go there. I'd hate the activation fees. I've just never been a big fan of that. I don't like how they take it away and then they add it again for a month and they'll give you a better discount on the eval, but they charge you a fee. I'd rather just pay one fee and be done with it. That's just my personal opinion. Good. Thank you. Yeah. The other night when I live stream at night, I was playing with my audio settings and I had my son and my wife helping me, and we got a lot of stuff figured out. So stream looks excellent today. The stream rate looks good. It's doing good. Like I say, now that I'm not trading an eval, we're doing great. The other day I struggled. That was embarrassing. I really had a hard time. It's embarrassing when you're doing a live stream and the screen goes black and everybody goes, you have to shut it off and start over again. Like, this is a modern world and that shouldn't happen, but it does. It does. So this is my demo account I'm trading. I don't have an eval or anything. Like I said, I'll probably end up with Take Profit Trader, but I'm still thinking about it. I read that Six Myths guy's book that they put out on Take Profit Trader yesterday. I actually read that audiobook. It's pretty good. And I agree. I think the bigger accounts are better, even though they cost a little bit more money. You've got a lot more leverage. And as you guys saw, I was trading pretty low amounts, pretty low unit size. So low unit size on a big account is a good combination. I think you got a lot more. It even says in there, like, that shows some data from Take Profit Trader showing like the likelihood of success, and the bigger account with lower unit size is a lot higher likelihood. I think it's like 75% higher likelihood of getting funded. So spend a little more up front, but if the account pans out, and honestly, if you guys think about it, I mean, and I'm an old Forex guy, so I may have a different view on this, but $100,000 account is plenty. You should be able to do great things with that. I mean, you really don't need to buy a bunch more accounts than that. If you have a $100,000 account and you trade it accordingly like we do, most days, we're going to kick butt. Like, that's plenty to make some good returns. Well, you've seen it. I mean, look at my channel. I've had some serious wins just with a 100K account. Even a 50K account I've done really well with. So you don't really need 10 of them. You don't really need a $1 million account. I mean, if you did, you could, if I had $1 million account and it was unrestricted, holy cow. I'd be like, yeah, I think I want this new truck, so I'm just going to trade for a day and go get it. It'd be great. Cube Gift, good morning. Morning, J to J. I love it, J to the J. Adam, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Honestly, Adam, you know what? I thought about this a lot last night. The reason I made that mistake, I think that the consistency rule and the 10-day rule together really freaked me out. Because before I was getting ready to live stream. Well, first I woke up to a bunch of snow and I had to go out and plow the snow, the driveway, and that took me an hour longer than I planned on. We got dumped on pretty hard out here. And so I got my wife's car started, got her ready to go, got my kids all to school and everything, and I came back and I was just off my game from the get-go. And then I jumped into Tradeify, and I knew I was ready to be payout on Friday. And so I've been hyper-focused on payout, right? And I got looking at my consistency, and the way it is on a 100K account, you have to have $3,500, minimum $3,500 to even qualify for a payout. Well, since last week, I had 2 good days, a bad day, and then a really good 2 days. Thursday, Friday, I made up for all of I did on Wednesday. My consistency was all over the place, and they had moved it to like $7,600. And I thought, oh my hell, how am I going to get to $8,000 in 3 days? And so I just started thinking, well, you know what? I'll just jump in and we'll just do a couple big trades and do like $3 or $4 one day and $3 or $4 the next, and we should get there pretty close or whatever. And that's bad. That's just a stupid idea. Looking back, I kind of chuckle like I can't believe I did something that dumb. I've been so consistent and anytime you add a bunch of size, you're just putting yourself at risk. I mean, that's the problem. Anytime I've added size, every time I've traded with lower sizes, like if you look back through all my eval, I did lower sizes on everything. And I just let them run. And if they did go in the negative, it wasn't that big a deal because it's a couple $100 instead of 10 times that much of a couple $1,000. You know what I mean? So the sizing was a big part of it, but just my mentality from going through the Tradeify stats and seeing that I had to do double what I was originally planning on and being that late into the payout cycle. And the payout window is only like a day or two, and then you have to wait another 10 days. And I'm just like, man, I don't want to do that. I'd rather honestly, at first I was like, the 10-day thing is cool because you just trade and then take your payout. But if you get into a situation like I was in, then you only have a couple days to really crunch it. And I was trying to crush it and I shouldn't have. So literally I entered those trades and it was like a minute and I was done. And it's dumb too because you have a 100K account, but you stop out at 97. You've only got 3,000 you can really use. And at that size, it doesn't take long. So yeah, there's things I could have done different. I don't know if I do a Tradeify account again, it's not going to be one that I'm worried about. Like I'll attach it to a bracket with some other ones, but I'm not going to look at that one for payouts necessarily. Or if I do get a payout on it, it'll be like a secondary payout thing. It's not going to be a main focus thing because that's why I just mentally freaked myself out. And like I said, I was trying to hurry because I was later to the stream than I wanted to be, or later to trading than I wanted to be. So I felt like I was later in the day than usual. So I was all these things just made me pressured, or just made me mentally messed up where I thought I need to really kick some butt, and it is what it is. But everybody does it. I don't care. The thing is, I don't have a problem putting a video out showing exactly what I did, explaining exactly what I did. I'm a human like everybody else. What really drives me nuts, and I've talked to several about this privately, is when YouTubers just show like they're buying accounts after accounts after accounts, but they're not showing their losses. That really drives me nuts. Like, that's false, right? We're just selling products at that point. And if you're going to sell a product, you need to be transparent about it 100%, good and bad. And so I've really tried hard to do that. I've really not tried to overhype it and make it something it's not, just to sell more of them. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm a real guy that uses it, and I'll show you exactly. Even though I'm an affiliate, I'll tell you exactly what I think good and bad. So, and I use it differently too. I mean, the reason I started my channel and I kind of wanted to do it the way I do it is I do it differently than Justin's channel. Mad props to him. He's done great with it. He's done really good things. He's selling a lot of them, right? But I don't do the 1 minute chart. I don't do it the same way he does. I don't do like, $5,000 days and $6,000 days. And I just don't do that. So slowing things down a little bit has made a huge difference in how it works too, right? I think you get lots better consistency in 3 minute and 5 minute chart than you do 1 minute and 2 minute. I mean, 2 minutes probably okay, but I've never been able to make 1 minute work. And I have a really hard time believing that it works that well. The 1 minute chart is just a choppy net, a mess. And every single time I've sat down and tried to make the 1 minute work, every big win I was able to get was way offset with losses. I mean, I have seen it go triple R, so red background, red candles, on NQ or whatever, and it literally, the second I hit sell, it went the other direction 80 ticks. And then the next candle and the next candle, and then it finally turned green. And I'm like, well, the videos don't show it doing that, but mine did that. You know what I mean? So lots of things I could have done different for sure, Adam. And I've experienced this. This is not my first eval. I've probably done 10 evals in the last 18 months. And I've got to pay out 3 times. I've got 2 payouts now. I've had 3 funded accounts in the last 18 months. And at least 7 or 8 fails, right? And I've got funded. I think I've made $1,500 altogether. And I've spent easy that in accounts. That Tradeify account was $250. Just for that one that just blown. So, Cube GIF, both audio and video are great today. Please keep current settings going further. Yeah, see, the other night when I streamed Cube GIF, I was late at night streaming, and I did that on purpose because I wanted to play with some things. That's another thing too. That day that I had some problems with the stream, it really took away from my trading because I was so focused on trying to fix that. I want this to be a decent channel. Like I don't want it to be like. Rednecks in the Bayou with a wind-up wheel hooked to an 80s PC trying to do this, you know what I mean? So it's embarrassing when it's not working. So I was so hyper-focused on getting the stream fixed and getting some things dialed in that I took the rest of the day and we did a bunch of testing and some optimizing, I guess is the best way to put it. And then I wanted to test it in a live scenario, and I knew the market was slow that night, so I was on the market. I was on there for like 3 hours, and we actually did okay trading too. That was cool. So it is possible to trade in those session hours. I usually just kind of steer clear because I've looked back and seen that the candles don't move that much. It's not really worth it. But that night was actually pretty decent. So, but I had my son and my wife helping me, logged in on their YouTube accounts, and we were playing with some settings. And my son has a tool. He streams on Twitch. He plays his video games. And so we were using this tool on my tablet or on his tablet, looking at my channel on his tablet. And we were able to figure a lot of things out that night. So these settings should be pretty good. Like I'm looking at the stream health. It's excellent. It's the best it's ever been since I've been streaming. And then we played with audio settings too. My mic had to be optimized. And then there's some bitrate features you can do with audio that I never even messed with before. So, and another thing that I changed is wearing a headset while I'm doing this. Then I can hear, I get feedback on my voice. And so I can tell if I'm too far from the mic or, you know what I mean? So you don't have these spots where it sounds like, it's really weird. I'm only like 6 inches away from where I normally am, but it sounds like I'm 10 feet back. I mean, this mic is such a high quality, good mic. It has this little bubble feature. And so it like creates a 3-inch or 4-inch little bubble around the actual mic. And if you're outside of that, it seems like you're 10 feet away. It's crazy. So, but yes, thank you for the feedback, guys. Some of you helped me that night. I think Tony and a few of you popped in that night, and we actually had some pretty good feedback for some of the settings too. So I'm really happy that we did that. You know, that, like I said, that kind of took away from focus of trading that day because I kept having problems. I was going to upload the video from that day. It was like a 2 hour, 15-minute video. when I went to edit it, there's only 40 minutes of video. I just stopped mid sentence. I don't even know what happened to the rest of it. Got corrupted or something. And I went through it and I tried to edit it and stuff, and it didn't make any sense. I mean, I'm like stopped mid sentence, and I didn't show what I wanted to show, so I just deleted it because it wasn't what I wanted, and it was just because of the stream. It was just because of the tech issues I was having that day. So that rest of the day, took the all afternoon and got with my son. He's really good with computers, and he's got a really nice gaming computer, and he streams on Twitch all the time. The other night he was streaming for like 9 hours straight on Twitch. Made like $20 just streaming. He doesn't make a lot on it, but it's something. He's a big gamer, so helped me out a ton. It was worth doing that night. And I may do some more nice. If you guys are wanting to do Asia session, I really didn't think it was that popular, but we had quite a few turn out, and there was people actually trading at that time. And I do follow another trader that trades the Asian session. It does okay. So there's not a lot of volume. You're not going to get a lot of movement, but it might be okay. We might be able to do that. So we'll see how my work schedule works out. I got some things I'm doing with work that may change a little bit, and that might be more viable anyway. But I appreciate all you guys' feedback, though. You guys' support's awesome. Like I said, even though that happened yesterday, I got a lot of support over that. Like, I'm just a real person too, you know. So you guys are awesome. But Tony, I got up 350 yesterday, taking small wins, like 50 a pop, then lost 300 in my last trade. So that's the mindset that I was in. You know what I mean? I felt like that was how my 2 weeks had been, and I was getting super frustrated because I've done way better before. You know what I mean? I did really good on my eval, and I've done my last eval for Take Profit Trader. I think it was 3 days, and I knocked it out of the park. I mean, I was just killing it. You know what I mean? And I felt like I was doing really good with my rules and my discipline. And then as that pressure just kind of creeped, it felt like a vice. It was just slowly getting worse and worse and worse. And then I read that the consistency rule changed. And I'm pretty sure, you know, when the consistency rule doubled, I mean, I was mad, and I was like, I had just anxiety to get more, to do better. You know what I mean? And I knew that I was doing low unit sizes, and I had some room that I could probably scale that up and be okay, but I went way over. And we all do it. That's proof right there. Tony did the same thing. And I know others have done the same thing. I mean, that's very common, traders. That one of the hardest things we have to do is fight our psychology, you know. We no matter what your background is or what your financial goals or whatever, we all have that built into us. And especially if you've done really good, it's really easy to push way too hard because you've done it before and it's worked out, and so you just feel confident doing it again, you know. So Erica, are you here today? I was wondering how she's doing. Hopefully she did okay yesterday. It seemed like a lot of people struggled yesterday. Yeah, I watched a couple other channels, and I didn't see a lot of people doing really good yesterday, which, you know, mine was my own issue, but it seemed like a lot of people connected to me saying that they had bad days too. Better time for you too, Tony, huh? Yeah. Well, we may be able to do that. Like I said, I've always kind of just took the Asian session as not worth even messing with, but the other night after I ended the stream, I was up like $350, and it was real easy. The cool thing when the market's that slow is it's not gonna, you know, it's not going so fast against you that you're gonna lose a bunch real quick like it does in the US session. Man, NQ, that's like the crazy cousin Eddie. That thing's just all over the place. I don't know how you'd trade, guys. I don't know how you'd trade NQ on 1 minute. I mean, you can do it. I'm sure there's people that do it, but every time I do it, I just get my butt whooped. It's not even trading. It's just like, here's my wallet, I'm going to leave, you know. I'd be better just to give the market my wallet or throw it in a meat grinder. For sure. So today, I wanted to talk a little bit about the 3-minute settings. So if anybody's seen my V5 video and why I switched, I go through how I use the actual buy and sell signals that they have. The only way I've ever found them to be any decent profit is just using it on a 3-minute or higher time frame. So how it works is when you the higher the time frame, the less signals you're going to get, but probably more likely they're going to be. So I've seen it on the 1 hour chart where you get like one a day, if that. You know what I mean? And so when I was doing some testing, I actually went through a whole month of demo account, and it's the same demo account I got right here. And by the way, guys, this account here, I started this trading account, this paper trading account about 18 months ago. It was 50K, and it's 398,000 right now. I would say half of that I made using simple market metrics. And what I was doing is I was testing this. I was testing like the buy sell features. I was testing different time frames. I tested these three mostly. I did oil too for a while. I don't like oil. I don't want to trade it. It's just not. I just feel like I'm always out of whack with it. I can't get in sync with how it moves. And the metrics did fine. They'd probably be just fine, but they're really optimized for MNQ, MES, NQES, right? And gold you can use it on too. It works fine on gold. But I studied it. I did my own case study type of deal. I went through and I put down how many trades I won, what time frames work best, and I never did good on 1 minute or 2 minute. It was when for whatever reason, when I clicked a 3 minute and used these settings, then it started working really, really well. And I'll see if I can find that spreadsheet. I'll actually I'll take a screenshot of it and I'll put it on the channel post so you can see what I'm talking about. It's just real basic. It's just a basic spreadsheet, and I just put the day, how many trades I took, how many won, how many lost. It was just very, very simple. I actually just took an old Forex one that I used to use, and I just modified it. Super easy. But I think my win rate in a whole month was like 89% for using 3 minute chart on ES. It was, for whatever reason, it just works really well in these settings, you know. So, I set this at 8. This doesn't really matter. This just tells you how, when you go back, how many you're going to be able to see. So you can put it at 1 if you want, just see the latest one. But I just labeled it a random number, 8 and 35. And then I'll trade at 7, 6 or 7. You could do 6. 6 works fine too. 6 or 5 works fine, but I like 7. And what that'll do, because you're not going to get in right when the signal posts. So the signal will post at the end of the candle, at the very beginning of the next candle. So like I'll get the signal, but I won't get in till right here, and it moves a little bit. So if I'm a little bit down here, then the take profit will usually end up right where that line is. Sometimes it's a little over, sometimes it's a little under, but I've had trades. Another thing I was kind of keeping a track on, I was keeping track on how quick some of these go through, and almost every single time, I bet you, I can't remember what it was, but like within the first 2 candles, it was like 75% of the time they'd go through once you got one of these signals. So they're super high probability. Now, what I wouldn't do, every now and again, you'll get one like this one here, where it goes back against you a little way. So you don't want to set a stop loss too close. If you set like just a static stop loss, you might lose a bunch of those, which I didn't. I literally just set a take profit and click. And it's one of those things you have to do pretty quick, right? You got to be quick on the draw. And so I just set a take profit, and I 200 MA. So I figured, okay, if I'm on the 200 side and it's just going with the trend, and as you can see, they're on the 21 too. I love the 21 and 200. If you've seen any of my videos and done my research, you'll always hear me saying it's on the 21 and the 200. Once it's on that side of it, I feel super, super confident where I don't really need to set a stop loss. Now, that doesn't mean I don't watch the trade, because sometimes they'll go against you. Sure. If I see, so like if this one didn't go through and it started going down and it changed to red, I just take the L. And as high as probability as they are, I usually almost every single time I can come out ahead, if not way ahead, right? And so I set those today. What I'm looking at is the MES. I'm just taking those 3 minute signals, and I'm doing it on gold as well. And so just signals only, right? And super high win rate. Like this one here, we would have got in on this candle. So it signaled on this candle, but you wouldn't actually got your alert until this candle. And then it bounced up against us, and then it came back and hit take profit here. So I would have watched this real close, because I watched the 21, and I would have like, oh man, this may turn around against this. And then the second candle where it didn't turn green and go above it, that bounced right off of it, and look what it did. It came down to take profit. So you got to know what you're doing. You know what I mean? It's not just set and forget. You still have to watch it. But I'm just saying that if that's something you're looking for to improve your trading, you try that. It's something that's built in the metrics that works. I've tried a lot of it, and it's very high probability. I promise if you do some testing, you'll see that. You know what I mean? Like this was a win. Now, the only caveat to that I'll add is in low volume. The times I wouldn't try it is towards the end of the market, when things start slowing down in the afternoon, right before the market closes, and at the very beginning of the market. Those are the lowest volatility times of the whole market trading day, and they will not work that great. I've seen them actually spike up and then go the other opposite way, or they'll just float into nothing. It'll give you a signal, but it'll never hit it because there's not enough power going either way. So just something to help you if that it's something you're looking for to help increase your win rate. That's why the other day when I was looking to make up ground, and I did really, really good on Thursday, Friday last week, it's because I was using these and I was trading swing on this side. So I would use this one, boom, and I knocked out a bunch of these. I mean, I'm serious. It was like 90% of these won. And then I was swinging on top of that. That's how I was making up ground. So hopefully that'll help you. Hopefully that's something that will help you. Super RT, good morning. Good morning. Thanks for being here. What are you talking about? Are you talking about on one of these entries, or what are you talking about for sure? Are you talking about on these signals that I was taking? I usually don't do a stop loss. It doesn't mean I don't watch the trade. I just don't do a stop loss. This one here. Are you talking about this one here, Tony? Micro Gold, MGC 2025. Right here. This one here, April 2025. In fact, I probably need to roll that one forward. Let's take a look and see. Yeah, let's roll it forward to June. Well, the price is still the same. On June 1st, when you see that one, or April 1st, when you see that one change, the prices will be quite a bit different. The liquidity changes pretty drastically that day. So MGCM is the new contract going forward. MGCJ is what I've been trading. And there is a price difference, actually. Let's see something else. I just want to see what the regular MGC is. Yeah, it's the same. So you got to watch your contracts, guys. I don't know if you know much about that, but you got to watch your contracts. They roll, and I had to roll on mine the other day. I learned a very hard lesson. One of the evals I failed back in the day was because I didn't roll over a trading account, an eval, and I was doing buys and sells, but the price was clear up here, like it was way off, and then you couldn't exit it, and it was like the slippage was crazy. The fee they charged you was crazy. It was wild. It was absolutely wild. So, Oh, Super RT on these. Yeah, so it really depends on your unit size. If I was going to use a stop loss, I'd probably just do it like this. Let's see if we can get one here, and I'll show you how I would do it. I haven't had a signal since I've been on stream, but I'll show you how I do it just to use an example here. On the ES, a lot of times I'll just do the take profit. So I'll get a signal, I'll hurry and change my size, I'll hurry and click take profit, and boom. And then I'll watch the trade. And if it goes against me, like I said, within the first 6 to 9 minutes, they usually hit take profit right away. If it starts going against me, I'll just manage it myself. Now, that doesn't work for everybody. Some people want to just set it and forget it. I get it. The only problem with just using a set stop loss that I could see is sometimes it will move quite a bit in one candle. So if you set like a 10, it might go down to that 10 and then go back and hit this take profit. That's not enough room for it to really work. It's got to have a little bit of room to breathe. And so, I just know that from using it so many times. I've played with those signals so much that I really feel confident in them. Like I said, if I look real quick and I'm over the 200, I'm over the 21, it's all greens. Everything's green. I feel really confident in that. But you're high probability at that point. Doesn't mean it's 100%, but I have taken losses on those too, So I do my stop losses different than a lot of people. A stop loss wouldn't really help me in my scenario yesterday when I blew that account because I was so over leveraged. I mean, I just would have lost a ton of money, even if it would have stopped sooner. It still would have been a lot of money, So I kind of let the zones tell me when to stop. These buy and sell zones, resistance support zones, these little dots here. I feel a lot more confident in those levels than I do just a static stop loss and take profit. So just something I've always done that for a long time, learned that over the years, and I actually do a lot better that way too. It's amazing. I win a lot more trades that way, and I just got so used to being strong and strong in my research that I don't really worry about trades. If they go in the negative a little bit, I can hold on for a bit, and once certain things happen, like the other day when we were watching one and it was up a little ways and then it started going against us and then everything signaled a sell or a buy and then I got out. We took a little loss and we turned around and half hour, 45 minutes later, that would have been 3 times as bad if I'd have held on to that. So I let the metrics tell me it too. I know that's kind of a hard answer because a lot of people really have a hard time with stop loss and take profit. They really have a hard time with that. And if you don't do it right, even if you've got a good strategy, you're just going to stop out repeatedly. You're either gonna take you're gonna take too small a profit and then watch the thing just go and go and go and go, and you're like, man, I wish I'd have held on. Or you're gonna sit and stop out because you're not giving the trade enough room to breathe. So people don't really understand that each candle, it's like each candle is kind of like ping pong, and it will ping pong back and forth. It doesn't just go one direction. It'll ping pong back and forth, and that's just buyers and sellers just constantly entering the market, And so it's not like a linear climb. It's a very jagged up and down, up and down, up and down. And the closer you get to 1 minute, the worse that gets too. One NQ on 1 minute chart is it's like a meth head's heartbeat monitor. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And you can have everything saying go in one direction and that thing can just sink and go the exact opposite, and for 2 or 3 candles before things will catch up to it. I mean, I've seen it many, many times. Simple market metrics, everything looks beautiful for a buy, green all across the board, above all the EMAs, and then the next candle it sinks 80 ticks and then goes down below and goes down 2 or 3 candles, and then everything signals red. So you're like, oh, okay, the market's going down, I'm going to sell. 2 candles later, it's right back where it was. It goes all the way back up 80 ticks. And you're like, well, so is it going up or is it going down? If you zoom out a little bit, 3 minute, 5 minute, you're like, oh, okay, it's still going up. So the whole reason for that's those algorithms are searching for us retail traders stop losses. They're just wanting to take our money. Yeah, Super RT, very similar story to mine. Yep, I was looking at my trade. If I would have done that 3 minutes earlier, my trade would have gone through and I'd have made like $2,000 in 8 minutes. That's what I was trying to do because I saw that I needed to make $7,600 on something I originally was going to do like $3,500, right? So very similar story to mine. Over leveraged that much. Market didn't have a lot of room to breathe, or my trade didn't have a lot of room to breathe before I was liquidated. And like I said, it's dumb because I have a $100,000 account, but I can only go down $3,000. I mean, it's kind of pointless to have a $100,000 account of buying power if you can only go in the negative $3,000. I mean, I wish a $100K account you could go down $10,000. The goal, I would be fine with $10,000 down, $10,000 up. I could make that work, no problem. But it would just give me, so like scenarios like yesterday, I just have more to manage. Now, you could still blow that because if you get way out of control, I've seen $20,000 go pretty quick in accounts like that. So, but yeah, like I said, it's just kind of dumb because the accounts they have and the rules that the prop firms have, they're so tight. They're just so tight, and they're looking for, the reason they do that is obviously it makes them a lot of money, but they're wanting to see people who can operate in those tight, strict rules. They want to see traders that can do that. If they're going to fund you and take it serious and put you in a live account, they want to see people that can manage that in those tight scenarios, and it's tough. It's very, very tough. This is a tough game, guys. We're playing a game that's very, very challenging. It's like playing one of those old Nintendo games, but you have one button. You got to do everything with one button. I mean, that's crazy. Or it's like playing a modern game with an Atari joystick. You know what I mean? I mean, that's how it feels. You're so restricted. You're so limited. If you had your own funds, you could do whatever you want, and win or loss, it's up to you. So it's good. I mean, the structure is good. I like that the discipline and structure is there. I mean, that's, if you can operate in those lines and do it repeatedly, then you've got what it takes to make it, and that's what we're all striving for. That's what we're all striving for. Yeah, I had that problem too yesterday at Super RT. So the day before, when I came off my last week, the last time I looked at my Tradeify stats, my auto liquidation was down to originally what it said. It was like 96,000 something. When even though I had just barely went over 100,000, they changed it. It went up like 1,500 on the back end. So it was like $1,500 higher than what I thought it was going to be. So when I did that big trade, I thought I had more room down, more flexibility than I truly actually did. I should have looked at my stats. I should have looked at my stats daily. You know what I mean? That would have been better. But yeah, so what that's doing is it's end of day drawdown, and so it's chasing your wins as you go up. The amount you can go back goes up with you, right? So yeah, like I said, we're operating the way they've designed it. We're operating in such a tight. We've got this tight little gray zone, and we've just got to do everything right to stay in that gray zone to win, but do it correctly. It's a challenge. It's a huge challenge, guys. It's so frustrating. I mean, some of these bigger YouTubers, you watch their channels, man, they're buying accounts like crazy. Even Justin's channel, he's had to have bought. I mean, he said I read some of the notes in some of the videos he's done. He's not blowing those accounts. He says he's cashing them out. So, like with Take Profit Trader, you have a buffer, and you can. So if you build that account up, say you have a 50K account and you build it up to 55K, and you want the 5K, you can take the 5K, but the $2,000 buffer, you can only keep like 60% of that unless it's been over like 6 months or some number. But they'll liquidate the account. You got to start all over again. So you can take that money out and start all over again, then you can do another eval. And he said that's what he's doing. He's like, I like showing that I can pass evals with this system. So that's what he said in some of the videos. But I know other YouTubers, they're liars, straight up. I mean, they're showing the wins and they're showing the great days. And then, sometimes I watch Nutty Bar and I just laugh, man. That guy is hilarious. Like, he'll have some of the worst days, and he's got like 75 accounts. I swear, he's got so many accounts, and he's just trading like a madman. And then he'll end the stream, and he's way down. And the next day, he's like, I got 15K in payouts. I actually made 5 more accounts to funded. And I'm like, well, when you ended your stream, you were 11K down. So you must have had some magic off-stream moments. And it just never adds up. It's just, I've been watching him a long time, and his channel is straight entertainment. Like it's entertainment to watch the drama with everybody. Like I don't really want to be the YouTuber that's such a big YouTuber that's getting in drama with everybody all the time. Like it just really takes away from your trading. I just want to focus on the charts. Let's make the charts. Let's work on the charts and do what we're supposed to do, and then do whatever you want on your personal time. But yeah, it just, like I said, for the viewer, it's really hard to follow like that, and I don't want to do it like that. I want to be transparent, actually transparent. Like I want to show, when I get a payout, I'll show you. I'll show you what it is, and I'll show you every day of how I got there and what I was doing and my mindset every day, and like the trading style I did every day. So it's not like some magic behind the scenes that I did when I was off stream. I do trade off stream, and I do, my account does change off stream, but I'm using the same strategy. I don't just click to a different chart and do something completely different just because I want to show this and sell it. You know what I mean? Like I'm very clear that this system is not perfect. There is no system that is perfect. There's nothing that we can buy as retail traders that's perfect. It doesn't exist. That's one thing people need to understand when they're trading too. Like everybody's looking for that golden nugget that's just a perfect trading system that makes win after win after win. If it does exist somewhere in some developer's software or it's going to be a fortune because it's worth that. You know what I mean? But I really don't think it does. I've tested, especially in Forex. We went round and round and round for years with this, and it's like an impossible maze and puzzle. It just doesn't exist. So the only way to win at it is your risk management. You know what I mean? Get what you can and stay dedicated with your risk management. So when you win, walk away is what that means. There's so many times I've seen so many traders that will trade 8 hours a day and they'll come away with a loss. And at 3 hours of the day, they were up a couple thousand. If they would have just stopped and had the ability to stop, you know what I mean? That how much difference would that have made in their trading? Because it's like anything else. You get fatigued, you get tired, you get snowblind. You're staring at the same chart all day. It's real easy to get snowblind. So, and then you start making bad decisions. If you get down a little bit and you're snowblind, man, you're just you're buying and selling and doubling, tripling and quadrupling, and you know, it's like drunk driving on the wrong way of the highway. I mean, it's just crazy. So I was hoping we'd get, I got my alert set. I wanted to get an alert, and then I'll just show you how this works. The other night, we had on the live stream, if you watched the other night's live stream, I got a gold signal, and I got a signal. I went over here, I clicked the take profit, I hit it buy, and then it was 18 seconds that trade went through. I mean, I caught this buy momentum on that. I just caught it just right, and it went through that quick. So, you know, these signals work really well. And there's other time frames they may work well too, but I'm telling you, I've looked at 3-minute chart. They work the best on 3-minute chart from what I've seen. And leave your MA filter on. Let's actually go through. I'm gonna delete this. I don't need two EMAs saying the same thing. I'll just use the skinny one. Let me show you. Make sure you got this on. Chop filter and MA filter at 200. And you're good, because what that's going to do is only going to give you a signal if it's under, or if you're below the 200, you're going to get sells only. If you're above the 200, you're going to get buys only. So you're trend trading at that point. With this signal here, I can look and see it's above the white. This signal here, you would have got it at the beginning of this next candle, and you'd have went through super fast, minutes. This one here would have took a little longer because you'd have got on the second candle. It actually went against you a little bit, and then 4 or 5 candles later, it would have hit the take profit on one of these spikes down. So I read everything. There's not just one thing. That's another thing, too, people need to realize. When they're looking for these golden systems that are just going to tell you everything you need to know, it's actually like an algorithm. Like, you got to look at multiple things, right? So I'm looking at support and resistance. I'm looking at the EMAs. I'm looking at the money flow. I'm looking at the RSI. I'm looking at multi-time frames. And you just kind of get where you can glance at the chart and look at everything pretty fast, and you're like, okay, I can see this is, everything's lining up to go this way. But it's not just one thing. There is no just one indicator that's going to get you there. And the metrics, what I really liked about the metrics, it's a group, whatever's in the grouping, to make the candles all hike and ashy and all the colors match and everything. That really helps you, because it's grouping 2 or 3 things or 4 things or however many's built into the Pine script. That really helps you by grouping those together. So that gets you a really strong basis. So you could just trade the market metrics itself and do really well. I just think my stuff is additional. My levels, I think my levels work really well, the order block levels. The RSI, if you guys use the RSI, I've got almost every single person I've told how to use this RSI has thanked me. And they've been like, wow, that's a great indicator. That works really, really well. Really, really well. Good morning, Nani. Hey, I did a video about that yesterday. If you want to watch the video from yesterday, I kind of go through everything that happened with it. But basically, I had a crazy morning, and I was getting ready I wanted to get a funded payout on Friday. That's when I'd first qualify on the 10-day rule. And I looked in there, and my consistency, since I had a bad day and some good days last week, my consistency rule changed how much I'd need to trade to get a payout, and it more than doubled. It went from 3,600 to 7,600, and it just because of my consistency and how it worked out. And it just put me in a mental state where I thought I need to upscale my trades, and I just got in, even though I was in the right direction, and 10 minutes later, things would have worked out. 10 minutes earlier, 10 minutes later, that trade would have worked out. I got in at the absolute worst possible time, and It just happened to be when I sat down and looked at the charts and where I was and how things went, I just mentally was in a bad state, put way too much on those trades. I thought I had more room than I actually did on the negative side, and I liquidated those accounts within minutes. So just stupidity on my part, a little bit of pressure to make the funded level now. I mean, like I said, in my head the whole time I thought, okay, I need to make 3,600. I should be able to do that no problem, and then anything else I'll be able to withdraw, have a pretty good withdrawal. And in my mind, I had all of a sudden that number had doubled, and I only had 4 days left of trading to do it on the 10-day payout window. And if I didn't make Friday's payout window, then I'd have to wait another 10 days. And so all these factors combined, I could use a good paycheck this week, not going to lie. That'd be nice. I got a lot of stuff going on in my life that would be nice. And so I was really banking on it, you know what I mean? And so all that pressure just made me, I'm human like everybody else, you know what I mean? I hear stories like that all the time. So even though having a good system, I think these metrics are a good system, and the way I use them is a solid strategy. I mean, look at all the videos I've put out and with good results. It'd be pretty hard to do that if it wasn't, right? It'd be pretty hard to pass 2 evals in the last 3 months if it wasn't. Because we were just talking about this a minute ago. Good morning, Brett. Good morning. We were talking about this a minute ago, guys. The rules they set for us are very strict. We have to operate in a very strict set. I mean, you buy a 50K account and you can only go down 1,500 and they'll liquidate you. You know what I mean? But you got to make $3,000 to pass. So right off the bat, your tilt is quite in their favor. So. Yeah, I if anybody hasn't read that, I think that Six Smith's book that's on Take Profit Traders. I'm gonna look it up. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a good read. I would recommend it. I mean, it's nothing that I didn't already know, and it's all of us really know it. It's not like anything groundbreaking, but it's really well done. Free Playbook is what it's called. You go on Take Profit Traders website, and it's called the Free Playbook, and it's 3 rules, 3 simple secrets that can help traders get funded. I'll bring it over here and show you. I read this yesterday, and in there's some data from Take Profit Trader on what the successful rate of the traders are, what their personal feelings are. Some of the he's real careful to say, like, this is just my own opinion. Do what you want kind of thing, but here's what I've seen work the best. You know what I mean? I really like that guy. I'd like to meet him. He sounds like a really good dude. Used to play hockey. Talks a little bit about some of the people that helped him get where he's at. And, this is a good company. I'm really happy with this company. I just wish they wouldn't do the activation fees. I loathe the activation fees, guys. It's not that I hate them. I loathe them. I don't even want to, you know what I mean? I don't want to give them extra money. So, yeah. But, it's awesome. You guys are really supportive. I've really found... I was talking to a guy yesterday across the street from me, and he actually follows my YouTube channel, and he's like, hey, I've seen you've been doing some stuff on YouTube. How's that going? And talk about live streaming and stuff. And the financial markets have always been fantastic, like really, really intriguing to me. I've always loved studying how they move and how they're working together, how they link together, and the things that make it happen. So this has just been, I got hooked. I got hooked right away. And anyway, he was saying, how's your YouTube channel doing? What's going on with that? And I'm like, it's actually doing really well. I had like 5,000 views last month alone. And he's like, really? What are you doing? I said, I'm just posting videos on things I've seen and things I've learned and what I'm interested in the prop firm space and the futures trading space and how that all works together. And I'd really like to use this for not only I need the extra money, and a lot of people do in the world right now, but retirement and a lot of things, a lot of goals coming down the line. I'm 45. I got 20 years left till retirement, so it's a good time for me to really get serious about this and start investing money in a smart way. And I feel like this training and knowledge is going to help me get there, And so, yeah, it's doing great. Your guys' support's doing awesome. I'm really surprised how fast my channel's grown, and just by putting out basic content. I mean, my content is very, very basic, and I know that. What I'm trying to get across in the content is just things I've learned that's cost me thousands and thousands of dollars and lots of headache that will hopefully help somebody else just coming into this. That's been my genuine intention. And transparency too, guys. You got to be transparent. Like There's so much garbage on YouTube. I just laugh. I mean, I see some of these other channels, and it's all hype. I mean, I bet you I could smoke them in trading competitions. I almost guarantee it. Like if we had a flat competition, I wouldn't even need the metrics. I could just smoke them, because they're salesmen. They're not traders. They're salesmen. I know YouTube channels where they make more money on YouTube from their videos about trading than they do from trading, right? So I haven't made a cent from YouTube yet, but I know there's channels like that. Yeah, it happens to the best of us, Ani, for sure. I don't have the funded account. That was the funded account. I have to start all over again. Yep, I lost that funded account. I hit the max lost drawdown, and I lost that account. So, I'm gonna take a couple days. Last time that happened, I took a whole week, because the last thing I want to do, guys, and this is why this is my mindset, and just hear me out on this. When something like that happens, you need to digest it. You need to really think about why that happened, and don't just get your wallet out and buy another account. You know what I mean? I'd like to make the money as much as everybody else, but if that happened, we need to really look at our strategy. We need to let it sink in and really think about it. So, and not only that, last time that happened, I investigated other prop firms, and I found Tradeify. I never even heard about them before. So I watched a couple videos, and I asked a couple people that I knew, and I've seen some good reviews and stuff. So that's how I ended up on Tradeiview or Tradeify last time. That and Take Profit Trader. The day that I blew that, they changed and added the activation fee. And I'm out. I'm not doing that. I'm not buying accounts with activation fees. There's too many accounts. There's too many prop firms out there now. It's getting so competitive now, you don't need to. There's too many prop trading companies that you don't need to pay activation fees. So I'm not going to do it. There's no need to. I mean, with Take Profit Trader not having that now, so now that it's 30 days later or whatever, and they went away with that again for their latest promo, I'll probably go back to them, because I'm not paying activation fee. Another thing too, Ani, if I had, so daily payouts probably would work better for me, like mentally and psychologically, because I wouldn't feel like in 4 days I have to make $7,000 or $8,000 just to get a payout, this 10-day payout window. You know what I mean? If I just thought, okay, I'm just going to make my $300, $400, $500 today and then walk away. I mean, I was doing $800 a day easily. Every day, I'm sure if I really got crazy with this and caught things right, I could make tens of thousands of dollars. Just get all kinds of wild with it. But you won't last long at that rate. You'll just, especially with the tight metrics they put you in the funded accounts. They don't want to see that. They don't want to see people who can make 10 grand a day and lose it all the next day. That does nothing for them. What we want to do is we want to consistently do profits every day. In every market, up and down, left and right, news or non-news, right? That's what we're here to do. And it's a challenge. Don't let anybody kid you. I'll tell you right now, it's not easy. I've seen a lot of YouTube channels where they make it sound a lot easier than it is because they're selling you a product. It's not easy. There's nothing easy about this. One of the most mentally challenging. It's like playing chess with 4 people at the same time. You know what I mean? And half the boards are hidden from you. You know what I mean? So, FOMC is a BS day. You're right. You're absolutely right. I used to hate FOMC and Forex. There was times where we would plot out like the weekly highs and lows, and we'd kind of look and see, because FOMC usually will just go to your weekly levels, right? And I swear I would do spot on analysis. We'd look at all the information available to you, and you're for sure that thing's going to go down. And not only did it go the other way, it went like a monumental the other way, and then 4 hours later, it's exactly where you thought it was going to be. You know what I mean? I mean, FOMC is just like a tidal wave. It's crazy. Good morning, Lorand. Good morning, Dorson. Thank you for being here, guys. The stream is a lot better today. The other day when I had some problems with the stream, it kind of took away from my trading a little bit too, which kind of sucked, but I spent a lot of time on the diag, and we've had an excellent stream today. The screen looks really good. We're streaming really good. The audio's great. That diag time was awesome, and I did that on the Asian session. So we may do a little more Asian session trading too, guys. That might be something we do. Dan. Hey, how are you, man? Thanks for your email this morning. It was good to talk with you. Thank you. I appreciate that. He gave me the link for the Discord, and I appreciate all you guys reaching out to me personally. That's great. If you ever want to do that, I love that. I'm glad to help. I'm glad to talk with you privately as well. So, but yeah, thank you guys for your support. It's great. Thank you. Man, I was really hoping we would have, I want to show you guys what we started the stream with. We started talking about these signals and how important they are, in my opinion, and how the 3-minute chart seems to be a really good time for these. And especially gold and ES. I don't know what it is. I've never been able to do really good on NQ, guys. I've always struggled with it. I mean, you can, you've seen a lot of my trades where I can see the directions very similar on MQ and ES. But if I was just to solely dedicate my time to NQ, I probably get walloped. That is it's like the crazy cousin Eddie, man. That guy's drunk and he's got a bandana on and he's half naked running with his pants or his hair on fire. You know what I mean? It's just so wild. So wild. But yeah, I wanted to get a signal. I'll show you how I'm trading them. Super RT was asking how you do stop loss on them, and I'll show you how I do it real quick. I'll put a stop loss on there and I'll show you how I do it too. So I was trying to explain, I use my levels to do that. I don't just do a static number. I use my levels. But it's always different. You know what I mean? These signals will come at different times, and each signal's unique. Like this signal here. So I got this signal right here. If I did a static stop loss, I'd move it clear down to here. I'd look at this lower level right at the EMAs, and I'd go just the other side of it. So you'd have a pretty big stop loss on that one. But this trade would have gone through in 6 minutes. And it'd been in profit almost instantly, if not instantly. So it's more my mindset's like high probability than it is what my stop loss is. Doesn't mean you can't hit a stop loss and have a bad one every now and again, because that will happen. But my goal is to have so many of these happen where I hit my daily and then I'm out before that can happen. I've hit my daily profit trigger before that can happen. So think about it like that too. Don't try to hyper focus on the stop loss of one trade. Try to think about how quick you're going to get to your daily profit trigger. And I know that's kind of mentally like counterintuitive in a way, because you're supposed to worry about how much you're going to lose on each trade. But that's worked really well for me. I've done really well like that. You can look back on my videos, and that's been a secret, is hitting your daily profit trigger and stopping. I don't trade 8 hours a day. I don't sit at the charts all day. It's not healthy, and it's not good for your trading. If you want to win long term, it won't work. You gotta hit your metric and be done. And your metric's got to be realistic too. Like you don't get a 50K account and think you're going to make $3 to $5 grand a day. Can you do that? Absolutely. Does that leave you a lot of room for error? Hell no. I mean, you got like what, 1,500 before you get liquidated in the negative. If you're trading at 22 units on the micros, you're going to be liquidated real quick. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. Who's in? Let's do this. Who's in a trade right now? Who's been trading today? Who's had some good luck trading today? What are you guys in? What are you guys seeing? What time? FOMC is like 2 hours from now, yeah? I think it was. Yeah, it's 2 hours, 20 minutes for me right now. And that could be wild, man. We got a lot of stuff going on in our economy. It could be super wild. So good plan to, if you already aren't doing this, I would highly, highly recommend you start your day with a type of news filtering system. Every broker's got some on their economic data. Take Profit Trader, and once you hit your pro level, they'll actually email you on those days or the day before. They'll be like, hey, this is coming up. Watch this on your calendar. Do not trade that during an event. I still get those, even though my pro account's in hold because I blew it. Which is nice, because I asked them, they'll hold it forever. I've already passed it. I just need to pay the money to reactivate it. But it's dumb because you can buy a 50K account, and I could just get another one for $112 and then just go through the eval phase and pass it. Or I can pay $689 and activate it and be trading that in 10 minutes. And I'd rather just do the 112 and stack them. Once I get some payouts, then I can activate it again. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, start your day with looking at news. You want to know what's coming up during your day. So I would have no problem trading until 11, an hour or so before. You know what I mean? Market may not move that much until then too, because it's anticipating what's going to happen. And then after that, it can go wild. If anybody's played FOMC before, you really don't want to be on the wrong side of those. Not only that, you try and trade during those times, the slippage gets all wacky. I've had trades that were monster trades, and half of it was taken away in fees. Nice. Cyclonic, I forget what you told me your name was, but good job. Up 115, 2 different trades. Nice. Nice. Profit's profit, baby. It's better than down 115. You guys that are dedicated and keep a good risk management, good for you. I salute you. You know what I mean? I try to be that guy too. I'm human too. I make mistakes too. All right, we may have a signal on ES here, so I'm going to be ready for it. I'll show you how I do this. Super RT, if you're still here, I'll show you how I do this. Mr. Trader Mick, good morning. Good morning. Now, when the candle's open, guys, I have seen this populate, and the candle was open still, and then it started going against us, and this disappeared. But once the candle closes, this won't disappear. They're not made to repaint. They're made to, in the same candle, if the candle's still open, they can. But if the candle closes, they won't go away, which means, like, it won't tell you a signal, and the price go against you, and then it disappears. It won't do that after the fact. So repainting indicators was a big problem in Forex back in the day. Everybody had a really good, I mean, you could look back in your history and look awesome, but there was so much repaint, it was a worthless indicator. And I would say 80% of indicators are like that. They're just, it's telling you it's lagging, so it doesn't tell you what's current and what's coming up. You know, it's just showing the same information in a different way. It's like a pie chart. You know, you can take a pie chart and chop it up all the different ways you want, but at the end of the day, it's all the same information in that pie chart. So, okay, so we got about 1:15 until this candle closes. If I get this buy signal, which it's set to alert, so I'll get the little toast signal. We'll take a look and see here. I don't think I have those set to my mobile. I just set them up yesterday. I don't think they're set to my mobile. No, they're not. Okay. I'll show you how I do this. Super RT, are you still here? I'll show you how I do this. I'll set a take profit and stop loss, and I'll show you how I do this. And then we're going to count, guys. I'm gonna look at the clock when I do this trade, and we're going to count how long the trade goes through. I'm thinking it'll be 6 minutes or less. As much bullish action we've got going on. It's above the 200. It's above the 21. We're green. These signals are usually pretty good. Got about 30 seconds. We're going to jump in on this one and see. I've just got a random number selected. I've got a big account. I could do 10 times this or 100 times this if I wanted. But if look at it like this too. If you're demoing like you're going to do live. There's no sense in doing things that aren't realistic. So. Okay, it's 7 ticks profit. We're going to get in. I'm going to take this. Now every trade's going to be different, so you can look at it a couple different ways. We can put it down below the lowest swing low, which is right here. We can put it over where the order block is, which is right here. Or we can do like the latest spike down is like right here. So I wouldn't just do a static 25 because that would suck to lose. You know, that profit wave is right there. So if you left it right there, there's a chance it might hit that profit wave and then spike back up against us. So that signal came through at 9:45. I'm going to watch and see how long it goes. I'm just going to set it like right here. I'll just do the swing low. I mean, that's a giant, it sucks to think about losing $2,200. There's no way I'd let it get that far if it was going against us. So, like I said, I usually don't do a stop loss. on these signals. I just do a quick take profit. These are super fast scalps. They're anywhere between 30 seconds and 6, 7 minutes, 9 minutes, depending on how many candles go by. So, Signal populated. So far, we haven't gone down 10 ticks. We've only been 6, 7 ticks down. The other night I did a gold trade, and it was 18 seconds from this time I hit buy, and the time I hit take profit was 18 seconds. So we're about 10 ticks down right now. Tony, what was your question? Sorry, what was your question? You only have 2-point profit there on MES. Yeah, I'm on TradingView. I'm on TradingView. That was weird. My phone said I got a phone call, but nothing didn't ring. I got a meeting today. I got to get to in a couple hours. Heather P., your message showed, and then it says message retracted. So, good morning. Thanks for being here. Welcome to the channel. We're just kind of going through some signals here right now. So, we just took a signal on MES, a buy signal, and we're just doing a small scalp here. Now, like I said, even though this stop loss is clear down here, there's no way I'd let it get that close. No way. I'm going to let the metrics tell me when to get out. So I would say if the metrics flipped on us, they'd probably be, the price would have to get clear to this level somewhere before they'd start getting red and telling us to sell. So we wouldn't even take half of that. We'd be like a third of that. But so we're 3 minutes in the trade now. I'm thinking it's going to take 6 to 9 minutes, but let's see. We set the alert is for 8 ticks. We set our trade at 7 ticks. And like I said, we got in a little bit. You don't always get in right where the alert sets. So the alert's going to set at a certain amount. We don't always get right in there. When I click buy, the next candle had spiked up, and we actually didn't get in quite as good. So where the alert is right around this level. We weren't quite there. We're probably a tick higher. So we're not as good, and that happens with this kind of alert and how you're doing this kind of trades. That happens, but still confident that we're going to get to our take profit. These trades are fast. These are, like I said, I had one the other night. I was on the stream. You can look back and see the Asian session when I was doing some tech testing on my stuff. We had a gold trade. It was 18 seconds. And I just boom, 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 18 seconds, and we were done. Again, I'm looking at multiple things. I'm looking at my order block. I'm looking at the 200. I'm looking at the 21. Everything's green. RSI is way good. We've got 35 on our RSI, 36 and climbing. So this trade is definitely heading our direction. I can zoom in a little bit. Boom, there we go. 4 minutes, guys. 4 minutes. Your trading view won't open the take profit and stop loss right on the chart. Are you logged into an account? Are you logged into a paper trade account? Are you logged into your Tradevate? Because if you're not logged in, it won't let you. This will just be shaded out like you can't trade. Look at that, guys. I'm telling you, these signals are awesome. You guys want to do these signals. If you're looking for something on the side, I mean, trade and swing like we usually do, that's great too. But if you're looking for some super quick signals, do these. I'm telling you, I studied it. I did my own case study on them. I'm telling you, the 3-minute chart on MES, you're going to do really well on. But just make sure you look at the settings. Make sure you've got your chop filter and your MA filter on. That's one of the keys in my opinion. Set this at 8. Set your trade at 7. I did that because I didn't quite get in. We didn't have a full 8. We got in a little bit higher than that, so we probably was at only 6, to be honest with you. But look what happened. RSI is clear to 48. This thing's raising like crazy. Another thing I was looking at is my order blocks, like I told you. We had an order block way down here, and we had a resistance way up here. So I felt very confident in that trade. I wasn't worried about stop loss. Most of the time when I do those, I'll be right honest with you, I just click take profit and go. and then I manage the trade. I'm sitting here looking at it. I manage the trade as I go. Did that help you, Super RT? I mean, I don't know if that gave you the answer you exactly were looking for. And like I say, I do stop loss a little different than a lot of people, but that's how I do it. If I was going to use one, that's how I'd do it. I'd set it way wide. I'd manage it myself. And at that point, there's no rate that you don't even need to. You know what I mean? Just manage it yourself. That's what I do. But the metrics are awesome, guys. Look at that. Look what just happened. That was 4 minutes. We literally were in that trade 4 minutes. Wonder if it'll tell me the... Yeah, okay, so we got in at 9:45:08. So I was 10 seconds into the next candle and I'd already moved a tick up. And then we got out at 9:49:52, so almost 5 minutes. Almost 5 minutes. And we pulled profit of, now this is a pretty high number on a trade account. I don't know if I'd go quite that high, but that was $192. And on MES, you can see 3 to 5 of those in a US session pretty easy. Same with gold. In fact, let's zoom out here and look at those and see how many we've had today. So market opened here. We had one trade right off the bat. It would have been about a 10-minute trade. And we had a second trade. Why didn't I get... This one was just a little bit ago. Oh, I'm like, what? I thought I was on gold. So we've had 3 of those, 3 wins, 3 for 3 right there. And market opened on gold. We've had 1. This one would have been iffy because it started to go around. The screen might have turned green for just a second and then went back towards us. So this one would have been iffy. Doing it how I just did it, when I placed the trade, my stop loss would have been probably the EMA or this order block up here. We didn't get close to it, but this one would have gone in the negative, but eventually it would have hit the take profit. So it's not perfect. I'm not claiming it's perfect. You're not going to win 100%. You'll probably be 80s all day long. So managing your losses is the biggest thing you're going to have to do. But if you're here at the chart staring at it, you do what's best for you. If this didn't hit the take profit, and I saw green and everything green, RSI, green, I would have got out. $200 loss, and I'd had 4 200s to compensate it with, right? I mean, that's my mentality. And like I said earlier, my mentality is I'm looking to hit my daily profit trigger. And you can see from my evals and the week we had that really solid, well, a couple weeks we had some really solid trading. That was my mentality. I wasn't super hyper focused on my stop loss. Not that you shouldn't. I mean, that's important. I'm not saying it's not, but I was more focused on hitting that daily profit trigger and being done. And then the numbers being consistent. 800, 800, 800, 800, 800. That's what the prop firm wants to see. They want to see that you're trading tight in their boundaries and hitting consistent numbers. It's not really impressive to them if you have a $100 day and a $10,000 day. That just shows that you're gambling, right? Okay, thanks for the example, RT. You're welcome. I hope that really helped, man. Tony B, I have it linked to my trade event. Okay, so click. Are you linked to your? Sorry about that. Are you linked to your prop firm? Hit this trade button. If you hit this trade button, it should take that away and bring it back. Another thing is to look at if it's docked or not. So you can undock this and move it around. I could put it over here, whatever, and then click that dock again, and it should put it right there. Should put it back there for you. Try that. Thanks for sharing the stream. Some of the SMM Discord put me onto you. Awesome. I just joined that today, by the way, Dizzy. Welcome for being here. Thanks for being here. But don't you find that you missed the beginning part of the move? On 3 minute, no, I feel like 3 minutes very close to the beginning of the move. Dizzy, I was on the stream earlier. We were talking about 1 minute and 2 minute chart. I've never been able to make that work. I've always felt like any big win I got on 1 minute, I lost with so many losses. And so much chop, especially on NQ. I mean, it's just my personal style. I've played with this for months. I bought this from Justin in like August of last year. I've been playing with simple market metrics for quite some time. And so this is just how I do it. I'm showing my channel and my style and my version, right? This is kind of my twist on this thing and what's worked well for me. Thank you, Mr. Trader Mick. That was nice. Yeah, that did good. Super RT, that worked, huh? Yeah, you like how that worked? That was pretty slick, wasn't it? So I've showed you my settings. I want you guys to set it up the same way. You'll have similar results. Just set your toast alert up and go. Hit click, boom, 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 go. Get that money. And you know what, guys? For 5 minutes, that was stress free. I mean, there's everything tells us that's we're solid. That's a simple, solid trade. This for $99. This kit's awesome. You know what I mean? Everything I've done to it's just enhancing it. The kit itself is boom. It's freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. I don't do stop losses, Dizzy. So if you were going to use one, you're correct. Absolutely correct. That is solid analysis, but I don't do. I use levels for my stop loss. So I'm looking at different things. What you're saying it totally makes sense. You're right, but I just don't do it that way. Justin's channel is a lot more about 1 minute. Right, 1 minute, 2 minute, and he has great success that he shows on his channel. I'm sure there is traders that make it work. They just know what to look for, and they set their charts up accordingly. I think everybody kind of modifies it and makes it their own. You know what I mean? So, but for me, this is what works best. For me, instead of worrying about getting in at the exact time things change, I'm more worried about how solid the signal is. I'm more worried about the actual trend change. So like you could look at a 5 minute chart and it'd be green for 45 minutes, and you click over to the 1 minute chart and it's green, red, green, red, green, red, green, red. So every time you tried to sell, you would have took a loss. You'd have took like 4 losses in that same 45 minute time frame. That's just what I've seen. That's just my personal opinion. That's kind of why I set things up and done it this way. Yeah, Tony, I'll post it. I'll post this in the live stream today. So, and you can reach out to me if you have any questions about it. But yeah, try that. That's probably what it is. You probably just need to undock it. If you're not logged in though, it won't let you. This will be shaded out. You can't use it. So you got to be into an account, even if it's just your paper trade account. So I'm up like $400 on my demo account. I took 2 of these signals today, and it's just being patient. This has been very low stress, very easy, very, very, just super, super easy. But these, I'm telling you guys, these 3 minute signals, they're super high probability. You're not going to win every single one. There's no such thing. So don't get that in your head. But what I can tell you, if you do this and watch these high probability, and I'll say this too, and I think I said this earlier, the last hour or two of the market day, of the trading day, is going to be iffy because volume's drying up fast. There's not a lot going on those times of the days. I wouldn't trade those times of the day anyway. Be done way, way before that. The first couple hours of the day, same story. So right around the time that things close for the day and open for the day, that this is probably going to get less likely. I would say Asian session when it opens up and U.S. session when it opens up, then these are going to be a lot more likely. You got more volume. I mean, you can see the volume is translated through RSI right here. We've got lots of volume. At one point, we were almost 50 on our RSI, which just means there's buyers stacking up. Buyers are throwing money in there. Happy Feel Good. Thank you for being here. We've got 24 viewers right now, guys. Thank you. This is doing great. My channel has done great. I've actually been this series I've done on Simple Market Metrics has been very popular. And I'm glad to do this. I'm glad to be a part of it. So I'm just showing what works for me and what's been awesome. I've passed 2 of evals with it. If I wouldn't have got stupid and got crazy yesterday, I'd be getting a payout hopefully this week, right? But it's okay. I mean, let me just tell you this, guys. When I was trading Forex, I had a month in 2014 where I lost 50 grand of my own money. So if you think that eval sucked, which it did, it was nothing compared to that. I almost got divorced over that. I mean, it's amazing my wife didn't just take her bags and leave. You know what I mean? And for her even to allow me to look at a chart these days after that happened, it just shows you what kind of a beautiful saint that lady is. When she dies, she goes straight to heaven. I got to knock on some gates and maybe cut one down or sneak under one or something, but she's going right in. No ifs, ands, or buts. So, Tony, I did 22 micros, and I just set a haphazard number. This is my $400,000 demo account. I could have done 300 or 5,000 or something, but like I said earlier, when I trade demo, I try to trade like it was a real account, because there's no point in doing crazy, fantastical things when you can't do that on a live account or an eval. That trade we just did, we got 7 ticks profit, and which was $192. And I tried to simulate what a real trade would be on a real eval. So I would have done that on a real eval. You're limiting risk because you're only in the trade like 5 minutes. I would have managed my stop loss. I generally don't do them. I just wanted to show Super RT because he asked me about that earlier. I use my levels for my stop losses. I use my order blocks and my EMAs and things for my stop losses. It works better, guys. I win more trades that way. It's not that I'm just being more reckless. I mean, it is in a way, but at the same time, I win more trades. How many ticks do you risk? Every trade's different. It's the best answer I can give you. Alagian? I don't know how you say that for sure. Alagian? JJ, have you got a video for set up your prop firm with your platform? I just found Justin, and now thankfully I found your YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Jangy and Alaginian. I'm probably murdering that, but so just watch a couple of my videos when you get a chance. The 2 videos I'd recommend first and foremost are the V5 video setup we're working at right now, but it also goes through why I switched to the V5 version. I was using V4 for a long time, and I was kind of hesitant to switch to V5, but it really wasn't that big a deal. It's fine. I'm totally fine with it now. It's so similar, it didn't really make that big a change I was worried about. And prop firms, I've used 2 prop firms. I've passed 2 evals, and I blew one of my funded yesterday. Yeah, nothing to do with the simple market metrics, everything to do with me being stupid and just feeling pressure, lots of reasons for it. So, okay, we're going to do a buy on this gold here. Yeah, I'll do a buy here. Shut off my toast alert. I'm just using the same numbers, same thing, just showing you how I did it. And then we'll look at the stats after the trade's done. So it's 10:03. I'm thinking 6 to 9 minutes. This will hit that take profit. We've got some really high levels here. Price earlier today was at 30.48, which is this resistance right here at 30.48. So, I mean, you could swing this too. You could set when I do set of take profits and stop losses, look at that, guys. Did everybody just see that? Wasn't even 1 minute. But if I was to swing this, I'd set an alert right here. I'd set my target somewhere in here. Not quite at the resistance, but a little bit below it. So if there's a spike up, we get it. But everybody see that? We just did $154 on gold. I used the same size, but it translates to $154 on gold. It was less than a minute. Less than a minute. I'm telling you, these 3-minute signals are gold. That's 3 for 3. You guys watched everything I did. It'll be on the live stream too. So watched everything I did. Okay, let's look at the stats. It was we're about 45 seconds, guys. Now, not every trade's like that. No, some trades you'll lose, but I think you'll win more than you'll lose by a long ways. Can you not hear me? If I type in mic check, just somebody reply if you can hear me still. It did look like my stream buffered out for just a second there, but it went away very quick, and that's because I made some tuning the other night. Happy feel good, yes. So when I'm swing trading, which is most of my channels, it's like the 5-minute chart, right? So I'll look at 1 hour and I'll kind of determine an overall trend, and then I'll use 5-minute charts for swing trading, and I will. So if you watch some of those videos, when we're done with the live stream, watch some of those videos and you'll kind of see how I do it. I do the same thing on pretty much every video, but you know, my RSI will use my alert, and then I'll just kind of hover over it and I'll look at everything else real quick. And you can look right here in the middle. You can see this is the 1 hour, the 5-minute, the 3-minute. They're all kind of in line. And then I'll look at my EMAs and I'll look at my levels. And I'll just do, I mean, I'm pretty good at seeing the same chart over and over again. I've been looking at it for months and months. I studied this really intensely before I traded any prop on it. I didn't just go buy an account and get rocking. I wanted to study it. And at first I didn't think it'd work. I thought it was just another gimmick because I was using a 1-minute chart. So, but yes, I will. Triple R, triple G, very, very good stuff. The simple market metrics, I love that about it. Whatever's built into that to get those, that gets you 3/4 there. It's super good stuff. Everything I've added is just an addition. It's just a tweak and a tune, you know. Guys, that was awesome. 1 minute, 45 seconds. 45 seconds, we made $154. Yeah, we risked a little bit, and if it would have went against us, I would have stopped it before it got too far. I mean, you're right here watching it. You know what I mean? And you know, back in the day too, Forex brokers used to pull some garbage on us. So this is kind of funny. Sometimes Forex brokers would have software that would look for stop losses that traders placed. So another guy I knew, we had a coder down in like Brazil or Argentina, somewhere in South America, I forget, but he was dang good. He actually invented a thing that would mask the stop loss so the broker couldn't see it. So I think some of my hesitancy and the reason I don't use those as much anymore is because I'm used to back in those days, and they would target those. They would see them and target them, you know? Good. Thank you, Dan. So, yeah, Cyclonic, I did cut out for just a second there, but I've made some tweaks to the stream. It's been lots better today. The sound is phenomenal. I've done I messed a lot with it, guys. Live streaming's a lot of work. There's a lot to it to make a quality one, and that's what I want. I want this one to be a quality one. I was embarrassed the other day when it cut out on everybody, and I had to restart it. That's super embarrassing. So, but yes, thank you for your feedback, guys. If I ever type mic check, somebody please let me know if you can hear me if it cuts out. I can hear me. I have a headset on. I can hear me through but it's just going through the mic. I'm not hearing what's recorded. So. But this helps me stay close to the mic, so it sounds good for you. My son gave me that tip. He's a Twitch streamer, so. Yeah, 3 trades for 3 today, guys. And I mean, when I do, I'm highly considering for the next eval, I'm just going to trade majority of these signals. I mean, there's such high win rates. I just... You know, it's so low stress. I don't even stress about it. I stress less about doing this than I do every day. You know, it's kind of hard when you're in a trade 45 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours, and then you lose 3/4 of it or half of it because it comes back before you stop out, right? That sucks. These trades you're in it for like a minute to 10 minutes and make that much. It's almost better. You'll see me lose one. I'll get a loss, and I'll show you how I manage it. I'm not even worried about that. And I apologize for my head cold here too, guys. That was another thing too. Yesterday when I woke up, I had a massive head cold. I had a headache. I had a bunch of snow to plow. I was like an hour late to my desk from what I usually am, just because of how the morning was. Read my stats, and I saw that my Tradeify consistency was double what it was last time I looked. I saw that it was Tuesday, and I was looking for a payout on Friday. Just had a lot of things mentally going on, and I made some bad choices. I got on the wrong side of a trade at this level, and looking back, I'm human. I did something that all of us do, and then, you know, I started getting email after email. I did the same thing. I've done the same thing. I've blown 10 accounts. I've blown 20 accounts. I mean, we all do it. Tony B, email me. Email me, screenshot it. I want to see what you're talking about. Take a screenshot of the entire thing. I want to see it. I've never seen that from what you're saying. Dizzy, I don't think... Nathan, thank you, by the way. The other day when the stream kept cutting out, I spent the rest of the day working on it. I studied it. I got some people involved. I did a lot of things to really improve it. It's much better today. You're right. Thank you. That was worth my time. I should have done that on the get-go before I started live streaming, to be honest. But we're good now. Learn by failure. It's a great teacher. Sounds much better to me. I can see it too I'm looking at on my chart my screen you guys can't see. I've got the stream pulled up and it looks great. I'm streaming at 1080p. The music's good. YouTube keeps saying that it's excellent. It bounces between good to excellent all day. We've been streaming for an hour and a half now. Dizzy, the answer, RSI history alert is really good. How different is it from regular RSI? My biggest thing that I could see it would be different is the histogram part of it. Regular RSI is just like levels in a line. And I modify the numbers too. Sometimes RSIs you can't change as much. And I use it different too. I'm not looking, so if you look up a lot of RSI videos, they're going to tell you to sell when it gets to 80 and buy when it gets to negative 20 or whatever. And that will get you in some bad places. Instead, I look at zero line crossovers and I look at 12. Once it hits 12, and this is based off an old indicator I had for Forex. This is how I got this. And this is how we used to make some money. This was a good. I have this on every chart I look at. I don't care what time frame. I don't care what setup it is. I add this to every chart, and there's a reason. You can see how good it is. Once things hit a zero line crossover and you hit positive 12 or negative 12, you're getting in at one of the best times. I mean, look at this. Look, I'm hovering over this. Everything was green. We were above 21. We had 12, then 14, then it went clear to 50. So we got in when all the other buyers did, and we rode this wave up when everybody else did. So if I was swinging this and I bought right here and we were still in, we'd be in a massive profit. I mean, it just makes, that's why I use this for alerts, because this is one of the main things I look at. I look at everything else for confluence. Like I said, I look at my levels. I look at the candles, triple R, triple Gs. I look at the EMAs, I look at the RSI, I look at the 1 hour, I look at all this. I just really, you get to where, that's why I love the green and the red, and everything's green and red. It's really easy to see when it's go time and when it's sell time. It's buy time, it's sell time. It works really well for me. Like I said, guys, I bought this in August last year. I studied it for a while. I went on a mission, you know. I was on a mission. I had things to do. Jangy, would you recommend prop firm challenges slow or faster and reduce risk on funded? With SMM strategy, because I use it too, I usually go for 40 ticks and NQ risking 100 ticks. Okay, here's my answer. Trade your eval like you're going to trade your funded. Don't change anything. Don't go up or don't go down. That's my answer. And when I'm doing my demo account, I do the same thing. I trade it. That's why I got a $400,000 account. I could do 2,200 units if I wanted to, but I want to trade it like it's a real account. I would do this on a real of eval and a real funded. So I try to trade like a robot. I think that's one of the secrets to success. Try to do every scenario and every day the same. When you deviate from that, your consistency is going to be all over the place. And I'm as guilty as anybody. That's why yesterday happened for me. I saw that I had to double the number that I originally was planning on that funded account. It kind of sent me into a little bit of a crazed mode of I need to over leverage and get some gains back. I've over leveraged and I've had some really good success before because the metrics are so good. So it was a bunch of things that happened, right? But the fact that I changed it has probably led to my downfall. So I wouldn't do it. So my suggestion, and this is genuinely from my perspective, trade your eval and trade your prop. If you make it to funded, trade them the same way. Do the same thing every day. Look at the same thing every day. Try to do the same settings every day. Try to not deviate. Try to not DCA. Don't get, so what you're saying makes sense in a way because you're trading an eval pretty fast and then you're slowing down on your funded. What'll happen is you'll remember, if you have a bad day on your funded, you'll remember times you were on your eval and you were trading higher and you'll go back to that. I promise you. I promise you. And if you get in a real bad scenario, you'll over leverage. That's just my thoughts on it. Way better today, huh, Cyclonic? You betcha. I spent a lot of time on it, man. We streamed at night. I did a night stream the other night. We were on there for 2 or 3 hours. I had a couple laptops going. I had a tablet going. My son that streams on Twitch helped me out. We got a lot of things dialed in that night. I did a lot of research that day because I want this to be quality. I want you guys to get some quality out of this, you know? I'm not making a cent off of this, but I still want it to be quality. I'm looking to help people, and I want it to be quality. So it was well worth it. I feel like this stream's been lots better. This will probably be the best quality stream I've put out. And I saved these settings, and we'll do this going forward. So yeah, Tony B, totally. Yep, that's Take Profit Trader, that book I was talking about earlier. That's exactly what they talk about in there. Mr. Trader Mick, appreciate your full transparency. Very refreshing. Man, I got to tell you, some of these other YouTubers are jokes, man. I see some stuff out there, it just makes me laugh, you know. These guys will have you believe that they've got Porsches in the garage and stacks of money they swim in, and they don't ever take a loss. They just win, win, win. I mean, how can every day be a win? And how can you buy more accounts than they'll let you buy? You know what I mean? I mean, how can you? That's not even real. Oh, just click here and buy my $5,000 course and I'll show you how. Oh, okay, I get you. So they make more money on the courses than they do the actual trading. They might not even trade. It might all just be smoke and mirrors. But most of them are entertainment channels, guys. They're not trading channels. They're entertainment channels. And they're jokes. And I'm not looking to start beef with any of them, but that's the reality of it. And you guys know it as well as I do. Thank you, Mr. Trader Mick. That's a compliment. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Brett, can you show me your settings? I don't get much signal as you do. If it's okay with you, JJ, also your live stream got way better. You rock. Right on, Brett. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I'm going to post this. I've gone through it a couple times earlier if you weren't here, but I'll post it. But here it is again. Two big things. Make sure you enable chop filters on and you enable MA filters on. Okay? And then the MA filter needs to be on 200, right? And then your take profit here and ticks is 8. And I set my actual trade at 7 because I don't always get in exactly when the signal populates. I mean, I was 8 seconds late and I was 1 tick off already. And then this is just how many of these lines you're going to see in history. So if you go back, I've got it set at 35, so it'll show me 35 of those before it stops showing me those. So that's it. That's it right there. That should get you very similar results. Now, if you're on a different contract than me, that might affect things because earlier today I looked up ES and I compared MES to ES, and there was a little difference there. So difference between contract to contract may affect the signals too. Just so you're aware. Jangy, today, as of how things went yesterday and everything I've seen in the prop firm space over the last 18 months or so that I've been watching it, been involved in it some way, somehow, either just as a casual observer watching YouTube channels, learning, or actually trading, I would say take profit trader. If I was to give anybody the king, the crown, they would be take profit trader. I think they're super hard to beat. They're emerging to be the number one, in my opinion. It used to be Apex and Top Step. It's not anymore. Todd Reese, never don't. You could be saying a couple different words there, so maybe, I'm not sure. Todd. Jim. Hey, Jim. Is this Jim, my friend Jim? Back east, Jim? We're all humans. We all have bad days. I had a friend of mine that I sent this link to the other day. We've done trading before. We've met through previous things in Forex, and he joined. And I'd love to see him on my live stream. That'd be great. I think this is my friend Jim. Thanks for being here. If it is, Jim, appreciate you, man. Doubt. Okay, Doubt. Doubt is spelled D-O-U-B. I think. But yeah. Yes, Todd. Crazy. Some of the YouTubers make me laugh. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Stream looks and sounds good. Awesome, Gary. Thank you. Yep, thank you. I've done a lot with trading over the years. I've learned a lot. The channels I have posted in the channels I've followed for years and years. If you guys look for inspiration, watch some of those channels. There's some good content in those channels. And you notice one thing about those channels, they're smaller channels. They're not mainstream big channels. They're smaller channels, but they're diamond in the rough type of deals. And you'll if you watch those channels, you'll see some of the things I've took inspiration from out of those channels. So, nope. There's a lot of us. Yeah, there's a lot of Jims. You're right. I think his last name starts with W too. But anyway, I'm glad to have you here, Jim. The more Jim friends I have, the better. I'm just waiting for Jim Kirk to show up. I haven't seen him yet, but one day. Andre, nice to meet you. Thank you for being here. Hello. Glad that my content's reaching out. Hope that's helping you. Yes. Well, okay, so Alleginian, Take Profit Trader, I need to reapply for affiliate. I applied a couple months ago, and they said my YouTube channel wasn't big enough, and they weren't extending any more affiliates at that time. Since then, my channel has grown substantially, and I think once I I am going to pay. I am running some marketing ads, some Google ads. I want to get that's another reason I want to get my channel up a little bit bigger, because I want to reapply for that affiliate. I want to get an affiliate link. So right now I have no affiliate links. I can give you the link for Take Profit Trader. It's actually in my videos. If you click in any of my videos, you'll see a link. I don't get any credit for those, but yeah, that'll get you there. But thank you for that. I appreciate that. Eventually, when I do get the affiliate link, I'll go through all my videos and I'll change it. I'll put it in there. But they're kind of picky on who they'll pick. They won't just give an affiliate link to anybody. They want to see some history. They want to see some longevity. They don't want any fly-by-nights, and it's not worth their time, I guess, So once I have those, though, I promise you guys will see them. They'll be posted in all my videos, and I'm not looking to make a lot of money on affiliates, but if I can save you some money, I think all the discounts are the same. I don't really know if it'll matter, but I'll take all I can get. I'm like anybody else. If I can make money 2 or 3 different ways, why not? Well, let's do it. If anybody else in my scenario, they would too, right? So you're welcome, Gary. Thanks for being here. It's nice to meet you. I hope you're finding some value here. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be a diamond in the rough channel. I'm not trying to be an entertainment channel. You watch some of these other channels, and they talk about golf, and they talk about underwear, and they talk about politics, and they talk about religion, and they talk about whatever. And then you look, and they've lost a bunch of money that day. It's like, what are you doing? You lost 10 grand a day, and you're worried about what Cardi B's wearing. Nice. Good plan. That's great. You're going golfing later today. Who's going to pay? Oh, you're going to go fly and do a vacation? Sweet. Maybe worry about those accounts you just blew. I don't know. It's funny. It's comical. How about A-friends? What? What are you asking, Andre? James Tiberius. That's the one. Yeah. James Tiberius. That guy shows up, he'll get a free funded account. Okay, I'm hoping we can get another signal. I need to jump off here in about a half hour, but I'll post this today, guys. And I'll try to stream as much as I can. I might even do some Asian streaming now. That other Asian stream went really well the day I was doing some tech tags, so I'll put a link up if I do some Asian trading. And things may change with my work schedule where that might actually be better for us. I might do more of that in the future. I don't know. I'm a lot of things in flux right now in my family. A lot of things going on, so we'll see. Tony B. Tony B is a good dude. I've talked to him a lot. Okay, is anybody trading? Anybody got anything going? Any questions? Anybody? What's going on in your world? Ray, how are you doing? Let me go through the chat here. I want to see. Ray, if you're still here, how are you doing? You got any trades going today? He usually does pretty good. Lorand, I haven't heard from you much today. How you doing? Erica, if you're here, I'd like to see how your 50K account's going. Hopefully you did okay yesterday. I got stupid and shot myself in the foot, literally. Brett, how you doing? You were a little late to the stream. I saw that earlier, but you're here. I appreciate you guys. Mr. Trader Mick, you usually do pretty good too, huh? How you doing? I think I missed your question earlier, Mr. Trader Mick, because we were focused on a trade. But yes, essentially I do. I'm not looking at a money flow indicator necessarily, but the RSI is effectively doing that for me. You were saying about the more J friends, the better. That's why I went there with the A's. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll take all the A friends I can get. I have very few, so you'll be towards the top there, buddy. Yeah, I'll take them all. The more friends, the better, man. Man, when I was in high school, I had so many friends. I thought I was the swinging guy, you know. Oh yeah, Ray. Are you using the metrics? How are you doing it? Are you doing 1 minute, or how you doing NQ? What are you doing? I'm just anytime I hear somebody having problems, I'm just curious on what their setup is and to compare notes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they're doing the exact same thing as me, and I'm just like, okay, what are we doing? How did we get there? A lot of times they're doing 1 minute, and I'm like, that's your problem. I hate to say it, but that's your problem. I've never, guys, 1 minute chart, I've never done good at ever. And I really feel like that they want, you look at a lot of these channels and everybody's trading 1 minute chart. And so that's kind of how everybody gets there, you know, and it's not a good setup. Change up your setup from what everybody else is doing and kick some butt. You know what I mean? Back up just a little bit. It's like, you know, you're zoomed in so close you can't see your nose. And then if you take a couple steps back, you're like, oh, it's a big difference. Oh, yeah? NQ, huh? Not even the micro NQ. I don't know if you're on here earlier, Ray, but I equate NQ to Crazy Eddie. He's drunk. He's half naked. His hair's on fire. He's got an American flag bandana on. He's playing a guitar while he's running down the street with a whiskey bottle in his hand. And then all of a sudden he jumps on a rocket and leaves. You know, I mean, it's just wild. That there is no rhyme or reason. Yeah, I know, Jim. I can hope, I guess. I have to run the stream for a couple years if we're going to get to that level. You need to be break even more. I've been looking how you trade, seen your videos and the recaps. I usually scalp, so I'm in and out. Yeah. What I'm showing you today, Andre, is more that way too. I've had 3 for 3 on some scalps. The longest trade we were in was 6 minutes. So I've got multiple styles of trading. I actually started scalping. When I very first got introduced to Forex, I was scalping. And then as time went on, I got into slower time frames, and I learned alignment strategy. And then, I actually did there for a while. I was trading just off the daily too, and that's wild. Watching how things vary in a day candle is pretty wild. Ray, it's all good, man. Look what happened to me yesterday. I got way too overconfident, man. This system kicks butt, and that's kind of a bad thing because I just got too overconfident. I mean, between all the mental things and the psychology behind my payouts, I was super excited for a payout. I'd love nothing more. This is my thing too, man. I wanted to get to the payout and show you guys how much I made from doing what I've been doing every day. You know, that's a big goal of mine. Not just the money, is like I wanted to get to that level. It's like proof and reinforcement, you know. And I got it, and 10 minutes earlier or 10 minutes later, that trade would have worked out. Just the universe saw me and said, nope. That's why I named that video. And then the market said, nope. It's like trying to catch a whale with a fishing pole. I do that a lot, Andre. I take a lot of partials when I swing too. I've actually got into swings and then set multiple take profits and just scaled out as I went up. Right. A lot of times too, back in the day, I used to do Forex. We'd enter multiple positions when we got an order or an entry, and then just keep adding until we started losing on the top, and then took all the profit. So you'd have a couple losses and about 20 wins, and they're all small, but it adds up. I mean, the price doesn't have to move very much, and it adds up. It makes a big difference. That was fun, but some days when it's ranging, it's hard. You can't make any money that way. Brett, I only use 3 minute chart. 1 minute kick my butt. I don't trade 1 minute anymore. It's just too choppy. Brett, I could not agree more. I have tried 1 minute chart so many times, so many different setups. I just never been able to make it work. I watch Justin's channel, and he continually shows kicking butt, right? And maybe there's something they're doing in the trainings that he wants you to buy, like the one-on-ones, where they're just doing something that different, and they're just kind of keeping that hidden from everybody so that you buy that and get that information in those. Maybe, I don't know. I never made them make it work. Every time I've done it, I've lost more than I won. I mean, the only time I've ever done any kind of good, I did okay on MES and gold, but most of the time, all the small losses you do in the ranges you're just wasting time. So like if you look at the chart, I look at a chart like right here. This right here, look at this 3 minute chart. If this was 5 minute chart or 15 minute chart, and you went to the 1 minute chart, there'd be a dozen sells in the same amount of time. So any of these candles, I would not want to try and sell on. Maybe this one, towards the end. But all these where the price was up and all the dots were up and up and up, if you tried to sell into any of those, you'd lose. Lose. Or you could just do one trade and hold it. You know? I mean, that's why I backed up a little bit. Like I said, this is my version of it. This is my spin on it. This is my tune, so to speak. These are my additions, but it's worked really well. It's solid. And you know what? I like, you pay $99 one time and you're set on the actual SMM. Everything else I've added is free. Everything else I've learned over the years. And this is just additions. This is just mods that make it better. I traded Tesla today. I'm with an active trader on TOS, Thinkorswim. Made a little money, used my own money. Need to learn to work prop firm. You know what? I have not traded Tesla with this setup, but I have traded Tesla in the past. I used to trade a lot of QQQ and Tesla, Apple. I did a lot of stuff on Thinkorswim a couple years ago. There's a guy on YouTube. His name's Ricky, and he's a trader down in Arizona. He flips houses and has a bunch of cars and stuff. I did his channel for a little while, and I did Tesla. So no, I have not done anything with Tesla on this. Alleghenian. The three that I'm looking at here are really the only things I found this Simple Market Metrics to work on. Simple Market Metrics was designed for the market NQ and MES. NQ, ES, MNQ, MES. So the mini and micro versions of those. That's what it's really designed for. And you can I've got that several different ways, but if you read into the notes here, it tells you that. Final notes here. Simple Market Metrics trading system has been built specifically for trading the ES and NQ futures markets with the goal of small but consistent daily profits. So, not that it won't work on other things, that's just kind of what it was designed for. And I've found it valuable on these three. You can trade gold with it too. I tried it on oil. I didn't do as good on oil. So other assets and futures and options and stuff like that, who knows? It may work, it may not. This indicator is made for scalping. It really is. Yeah, you just saw it right there. I'm just slowing it down a little bit, Andre. I'm just improving. I'm taking less signals and more distance. I mean, it's the same information. I'm just using it a little bit differently, a little bit slower. But you're right, Andre. You're 100% right. It was made for scalping. You just read it right there. That was from the creators. It's made for slow, consistent wins. Justin's channel, he kicks butt on the 1 hour chart, man. Every day he's posting videos on there. Win, 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 win. I've seen his take profit back office too, and he's got a bunch of payouts. So it does work. So we can get another signal here. So far we're 3 for 3. Got this one very first thing. Actually, we're 4 for 4 on signals because I took these two. I did both of these earlier. That was the very first signal. This was like 8 o'clock this morning, 7:30, 8 o'clock. Did that one very first thing. That one was next. That one was this little while ago we did on stream, and this one was on gold a little bit a while ago. I didn't take this trade. What was I doing then? It was like, I had to take my kid to school, and I missed this one. I came back and looked at it. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of glad I missed it because it was when I actually got back, the price was still here. I mean, it did go back in our favor. It would have worked out, but you'd have had to hold some drawdown. So the ones I've taken, 4 for 4. And I've got 154 on one and 192 on the other three. So it's decent. I mean, that's a good ratio. And then if you set your daily profit trigger, I mean, just trade until you hit those and be done. Walk away, get out. Don't wait for a loss. Don't trade until you hit a loss. Just trade until your take profit trigger is done. I've shown that in so many videos. I think that's why you guys are finding value in this, because it's making a difference for you. Like it's changing how you do it in a better, positive way. I mean, I cannot tell you how many emails and how many stream chats people said, man, this has made a big difference for me. Thank you. this indicator's helped, or your strategy helps, or the way you look at it helps, or you're clarifying this or clarifying that, or watching your videos has helped. It's helped. I mean, I've heard that hundreds of times the last month or so. It's been great. I'm really glad. I'm really glad it's helped. I had to pay a lot of money for what's in my head. You know, I lost a lot of money. Oh man, I'd love to have that money back. How the economy was the last 5 years. Woo, that money could have helped me a ton in other ways. Okay, I'm going to end the stream here in about 20 minutes, guys. I got a meeting I got to go to today. I got some things I got to get done. So maybe we'll see how tonight goes. If tonight's good, maybe I'll stream an Asian session for an hour or two. We'll see if we can make some more. We'll see how the signals pan out in the Asian session. How's that sound? Who's up for an Asian session trading? Who can trade during those hours? That would be about 8-9 hours from now. Who's up for that? Oh wow, okay. I just got a signal that the stream health is a little poor right now. That's the first time I've seen that the whole stream. So it's done really well today. I'd love it if we get one more signal. Try one more trade and see how it works out, and I'll show you how I manage it. You guys are in? Jim, you're in? Okay. You're in too, Brett? Okay, cool. If you guys find value in it, I'll do it. Okay, cool. I'll post it on the channel. The days I know I can do it, I will post it on the channel and we'll do it. We may only do an hour or two. Maybe when those things, the market's not moving a lot, so we may not get as many signals, but we might get better quality signals, kind of deal, right? Less volume is going to mean less volatility, which is harder to trade in. So it's harder in a way and it's easier in a way, right? Good. Yeah, it said for just a second I didn't get it. It wasn't getting enough. That's the first time I've seen that the whole stream, and now it's fine. So I think we're okay. No, I have chop filter on. Andre, chop filter's on. Enable chop filter, enable MA filter. Set this at 8. Do we trade at 7? 6 or 7's fine. 5 would even work. You'll just make less. It'll be quicker. So here's, if you want to, I'll post the stream later, but here we are. Three minute, 5 minute, 1 minute for that middle bar. Those middle bars. I did change the color on those middle bars too. I changed it to the same color the candles are, just so it all matches. So it's real easy for me to glance right here. So this was an easy buy for me because I looked right here and everything was green. RSI was green. All these were green. We got that green dot. We got a green buy. Our level was up here a little ways. Our lower level, the resistance and support was a ways off. We had room to grow. That was easy. That was a great trade. Same here. The only thing that was a little bit, I saw this red resistance. That was my only hesitation with this trade when we got this signal earlier. Everything was mostly green. We still had a bit of letter red on the 1 hour, but everything was mostly green, but I still took it. And mostly because the RSI had gained so much so fast. That just told me a lot of buyers were stepping in and we were going to go. And look, we went quite a bit higher. That one hit pretty easily. So this trade was 6 minutes, 5 minutes. This trade was a minute. Excellent scalps, guys. And we're just waiting. We're just being patient. There's no stress here. We're very easy going right now. Yeah, it does, Tony. YouTube is anywhere between, the other day we were finding that out when I was doing some of the testing I was doing. YouTube is anywhere between 5 and 10 seconds lag. And that was us streaming at like 70 or 700 megabytes. So I was streaming a pretty fast stream. That's just YouTube. It takes that long to go through YouTube. Yeah, it's in every channel. Some channels are minutes. I asked, I think it was Trading with Travis, or it might have been Methodical Trader or one of those guys. I asked him a question and it was like a minute later that he saw it. It was like a minute later, so that's pretty normal. Yeah, I was hoping we get another signal here, guys, but I'm hoping this will help you. The V5 video that I did, this is what I was going through. I was going through why I switched to the V5, but I was going through. There's two main strategies that I do. I do a scalping strategy, and this is how I do it, and I do a swing strategy. And so a lot of times I'll have one window be my scalper, and then I'll have the same chart, and I'll swing that same trade. So I'll do multiple trades on one thing, right? You can do that all day long, and I use these metrics to get me both. You can use it either way. You can swing trade this like no tomorrow. Just get in those long swings. Just don't use 1 minute chart. You'll be fine. 3 minute, 5 minute. Look at your 1 hour chart. I mean, just because 1 hour says up doesn't mean everything's going to go up. It could go quite a ways back before it goes up again. So in a 1 minute candle, there's a lot of distance it can cover both ways. You just got to remember that. So I'm just trying to use all the metrics. I'm using not only the simple market metrics, but everything I've added, our levels, EMAs. You just kind of get to where you look at it all and you make good judgments off that, and then manage your trade. If you got to take a loss, take a loss. I've done it before on stream. It's not a big deal. I took a $500 loss and I made like 2,000 in wins, so I didn't care. It wasn't that big a deal. But if I wouldn't have managed that $500 loss, it would have been a $1,500 loss. I'd have been zero or negative even. Yeah, you're right. That's why I think I'm going to end the stream here in about 15 minutes because markets are slowing down, just waiting for that news. There's probably, with FOMC today, guys, I probably wouldn't take any more trades today. Just let all that nonsense carry on and then either join in the Asian session or wait till tomorrow. I mean, it's only once every 3 months these big news events really rock the markets. So, and we've done 4 for 4. I mean, I would have, if I'd had that eval from yesterday and I would have just stuck with this instead of trying to scalp and overdo it, I'd have got, I may not have made it to payout, but I'd still have that account. Go Duke, huh? Yeah, March Madness. Let's see. I don't follow college basketball, but I remember Alabama was doing good this year. Duke's always solid. UConn. Out here in Utah, I think most people are leaning towards Utah State, the Aggies. So I don't follow a lot of that, though, to be honest with you. I've got too much time in trade charts, I guess. Yeah, yep. See you next time, Mr. Trader Mick. Appreciate you being here. You're okay. You're okay, Andre. You're okay. Oh, yeah? You like the signals better that way, huh? That's interesting. I've never... I did play with it a little bit, but I've had better luck this way. So, interesting. Andre, what time frame do you usually use, and what are you trading? You trading NQ? Because I'll tell you right now, my settings on NQ are not as good. That's why I'm on the MES and the gold right now, because I found it better to work on these ones than it does NQ. Texas A&M, yeah. Utah State, UConn, Duke. Alabama was ranked pretty good this year too. Yeah, I've only seen a couple this year, to be honest. I'm not super familiar. Andre, what are you trading? You trading NQ? Are you trading MES? Just curious. Just curious. Okay, we're gonna got about 15 minutes left. 3 and 5 minute on what? What are you trading though? Is it NQ or ES or gold? What are you trading? Let's see. Take those off. Just look and see how much the chart changes. So you're trading it without those on, Andre? Interesting. I might have to play with that a little bit. I always just did better with less signals, more quality. So you got more signals than I did, but these all of mine went through. I don't know about all those you did. Maybe they all did. But I just like to trade with the trend too. That's why I like the MA filter. Yeah, the way I have it set, Tony, the signals are pretty slow, but they're consistent and they're good quality. That's why I leave it like that. I'd rather have less signals and better quality. Just my personal preference. CG and NQ, nice. Okay, that may work better on NQ, how you're doing it. NQ is its own beast. It is its own beast. And these two are what has been best for me. I'll trade NQ every now and again. I just, I prefer these. Let's just put it that way. NQ, me and NQ have a very strained relationship. Every time I get doing real good at it, then it shows me who's boss the next day. You know what I mean? It's put me in the dirt a couple times. It does everybody. I'm not alone. It does everybody. I don't care how good a trader are, what strategy you use, how long you've been trading, small contracts, big contracts. It's designed like that, guys. That's why you have a candle that'll do 70 ticks each way. I mean, it's pretty hard to compensate for. It's just looking for stop losses. I'm going to post this in the live stream, so if you guys want to watch this later or have any questions, I hope this is helpful, though. I'm glad to get the feedback that it's helpful. I'm in the Discord. I'll watch that every now and again. I don't do a lot with Discord, guys. I used to have a Discord channel and just didn't really jive into it much. Or maybe I'll play with it a little bit more now that I'm signed up into it. The Simple Market Metrics Discord, anyway. GC. Oh, okay. Gold, yeah. My keyboard's the same. I get you. Yeah, you're good. Honestly, man, maybe try ES a little bit, see how that works on it. I just know that the way I have it set works really well. I did a whole month of studying, and I did, with my setup right now, I did way better on MES than I did NQ. I lost, I think it was like 20% better. It was quite a bit better just doing MES. It's like the slower version of NQ, right? It's a lot easier I think it's easier to trade. I prefer it. NQ stresses me out. Anybody who's traded NQ, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just a ping pong nightmare mess. Yeah, sometimes that happens. The stream's been lots better today. Much, much better today. So there is a little bit of delay. Probably 30 seconds or so. It's fine. It's okay. I'm just happy that my tuning the other night worked out, because this has been a much better stream today. So with that, guys, I'm going to end the stream. It's getting close to FOMC. Please protect your accounts. The best thing you can do for yourself is log out and shut down. Don't even try to trade it. I'm telling you, you're just wasting time. And your funded account, you can't. Most of them won't let you, and there's reasons for that. Anybody who heard my voice and is here, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for your support. We're just getting started. I got some good plans for this year. So let's jump off stream though, because things are getting wild. Even this sell signal that's populating right here, I don't like that. Look at how it's right around the 200. It's right into an order block. We're just going to skip. I got 4 for 4 today. That was great. I'm happy. Less stress, easy, a great setup. I mean, $99 setup to get that kind of consistent results. I think that's a killer setup. So I'm just trying to share that info and help people out. We'll see about streaming tonight. Okay, I'm going to jump off the stream. Everybody here that heard this and watched the stream, thank you. I appreciate you, like I said, and